Okay, Likutei Moharan, Torah Vav, Kras Yoshua. And LP, that after we explained the meditations of Arizal regarding the mysteries of the month of Elul, it says like this: according to this, you'll understand to tie up everything in the Torah together well. What the fact that the Rebbe wrote at the very end, from that matter of the upper point and the lower point in the picture of the letter Aleph. Shatmimo v'ashtiko, that remaining silent. This is exemplified and symbolized by the lower nekuda, and the tshuva that you that you attained through this, shibchinas keser, which is the supernal crown, which is the nekuda elyon. That's the point on the top of the aleph. This in itself represents the two proficiencies. Know what you're doing, what to do when you're out in dumps, and what you're doing when you're riding, rich on the hog, like you're calling the shots. You're Mr. Big, Amos Big. Because this Indian of the Bekias in going down, in other words, even when a person is very, very far from the Kedusha, very far, he should always ask the Kodesh Baruch Hu and to find a way in order to be Zeicha to Tshuva. That's the law in the Kuda. Even if you can't do anything, even if the more you do, the more you fail. If everything you've done until now, in Wikipedia, under the title failure, there's your picture, right next to mine. You should always look for Kodesh Baruch Hu. This is the union of being quiet, no matter what goes over you. When a person is very, very far from the Kedusha, then the name Eke, Aleph K, Yud K, is hidden from him. What we call a reverse Eke. The Aleph K, Aleph K Yud, Aleph K Yud K. This is called a reversed Eke. So Mimele, as we explained before in the Torah, that all kinds of shame and all kinds of derisions have to go over the person. The person has to strengthen himself, to mekabel everything with love, and to hope, and to yearn, and to pine, to be zecher through this to tshuva. And the matter of the proficiency in aliyah, that the person should never be satisfied with what he has reached. Never. Always look to go to the next step, no, to another greater step. Each time. This is the nekuda eliyona. This is the upper nekuda, which is kesel, which is also tshuva, because that is the perfection of tshuva, that the person will always hold in tshuva, whether you're worth absolutely nothing or we're the king of the world. Always start again, always start new, always do tshuva. As we said in Siman Gimel, this is what you need to do. It says, because what we said right now, is not explicit in the Torah, but when you talk about this kavanos, the kavanos ari that we explained, you understand that these two are the same. Because the Torah itself, it doesn't say that there is a connection between the nekuda elyono, the nekuda tachtoino, to this matter of proficiency of to know what to do when you're down, to know what to do when you're up. The Torah doesn't say that these two are parallel to one another. But when you learn according to Kavonas Ari, then you understand that the nekuda elyon of the aleph, which is segol, relates to segol the kasol, and the nekuda tachtoino of the aleph, the lower nekuda, is the chirik. This is chirik the sag, And the kaso is the sak shamayim, is being all the way up to the heaven, being Mr. Big. In other words, the aliyah. And the sag is tasog, when you're retreating, when you're all down in the dumps. The Yitzhara, pushes you all the way back. This is Yerida, this is going down. So you see, the upper nekuda of the Aleph is proficiency in when you're successful, and nekuda tachtoina is proficiency when you're down. And the Papyrus says like this, and it's also possible to explain that through the fact that the person accepts the bizyonis b'ahava and diminishes his own covet and doesn't think about his own covet, this is the thing that gives him the koyach to hold on when he's down.
Because it connects to...
No. Because when a person is down, one of the things that breaks him is that this passes me. This doesn't affect me. Moi? You're talking about somebody like me. I should be an animal. It's when you find yourself down in the dumps, that kills them off completely. Afal pishin nefal, even when a person falls down and a person doesn't have any cover from his avodah, anyway, he's still mischazik himself at any place that he's there in order to add the cover of Kodesh Baruch Hu. Okay, you know something? I'm history. You can stick a fork in me, I'm done. But B'Seba, it's not about me. It's about Kavod Hashem. So now I'm down the dumps, I'll give Hashem Kavod from down the dumps. But if a person does not diminish his own Kavod, I'm Mr. Big. Do I sound like Mr. Big now? His voice, Mr. Big. What happens? You fall down the dumps, suddenly you're not so big anymore. So, that breaks you. But if the whole thing was not about you, ultimately, what does it matter? You're up, you're down. Is it? I remember this burdens that I had in Miron like 30-some years ago. I was telling you that the first release burdens where I was screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming for half an hour, felt absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. After half an hour screaming, I said to myself, what are you screaming, you idiot? What are you screaming about? Because everybody else is screaming. Yeah? So you're walking, you're talking the talk, like, hey, hey, hey. What? You stupid fool. What were you screaming? And then I started talking. Really talking. And the more I talked, I suddenly saw myself, it's like in a crystal ball. I saw myself through and through, full with lies from beginning to end. The whole thing is just a hoax. And I started talking quieter and quieter and quieter. And towards the end, I couldn't even whisper, and then I started to cry. And I'm telling you, I could wash the top of Meron, of the Jermak, with my tears there. I've never had such a way as this in my life, before or since. And when I came down from the mountain, one of the brachim that came with us asked me, how do you strengthen yourself in your readers? I said, ask me tomorrow about this. Tonight I don't know anything. Tonight it seems to me that there is no such thing as Aliyahs in your readers. It's just me and the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and the Kodesh Baruch Hu lifts up the world so it looks like I have a Yerida. Sometimes he lowers the world so I feel like I have an Aliyah. But I never change. It's always me and the Kodesh Baruch Hu, something like this, something like that. This is the ultimate istaklos. This is the truth. But, you're not always in such a degree of awareness of where things are at. So he said, but if you are used to not be makpid on your covet, it's not about you. It's not about you being Mr. Big, not about you Mr. being, whatever. Then even if you fell down, so you fell down, then what do you expect? What do you think am I, President Obama? I'm a bum, not a bummer. Even Obama is a bum. Kal v'chomer me. So he said, the person is chazik, to be marab l'kom l'malkom. And not only this, the fact that the person holds himself in the time of Yerida, and he doesn't listen to his Yetzer Hara, The Yetzer Hara it tries to show you that you really are a bum, that you really are worthless. The Yetzer Hara wants to show you, you fell down, huh? You see, that's your real place. This is where you really belong. This is who you really are. That's what the Yetzer Hara is trying to tell you. If you don't listen to it, you don't listen to it. This in itself is Yishma B'Ziyana Yidam V'Yishta. That you listen to what your Yetzer Hara tells you, look what you did. Look what you did. This is who you are. And you're quiet. Still, all I have is Avodas Hashem. You're right. What can I say? You caught me. Still. You caught me red-handed. Still. Yishma B'Ziyana Yidam V'Yishta. Just be quiet. This is the famous parish. That even that person is falling and he's being humiliated and he's not advancing the way he wants in Avodas Hashem, nevertheless he continues to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu weiter and accepts all the Bizyonos B'Ahava. And he says, and in Olam Etrufa he says that in the secret of Kavanas Elul, to defeat the blood in the left chamber of the heart, the tikkun is to turn dam to dom, from blood to being quiet, to be served with Bizyonos Shfichas Damim from all sides. Because the very fact alone that every person in his own eyes is so lowly, and it seems to you that there's no hope for you. For me, I'm done for. This is also Shfichas Damim. This is also that bloodshed that the Rebbe is talking about. The Shetzchim is Borakol, you have to suffer through everything. Persevere through everything. No matter what goes over me, no matter what is going to happen, I'm going to go through with this. Even chas v'shalom, I won't have olam haba. Chas v'shalom. Afal pichen, ha'emes is emes. The truth is the truth. And I want to do only the emes. All I want is just the emes. All I want is just the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Ki sof kol sof yavo yom kol Simsof, my last day is going to arrive. Yeah. I'm going to retire. I'm not going to play in the big leagues forever. I'm going to retire. The day is going to come, so all I want is to, no matter what, I'm high, I'm down, I don't know. Just the truth, because the truth is the seal of Kodesh Baruch Hu. You're looking for the truth and the emunah. This is what the Kodesh Baruch Hu is. The asher lo, Hello. Not the show to be continued tomorrow.